Fans are used to Epic tweaking stats and gameplay with each update, but their recent round of drastic meta innovations has players pulling their hair out. Many are complaining that the latest changes have nerfed the game and forced players to completely remodel their strategies. I'm Jimmy with the Leaderboard, and today we're going to take a look at 8 changes to the Fortnite meta. First, let's talk about a major theme in the newly updated Fortnite: travel. Epic added new ways to move around the map, finally tossing in actual vehicles that allow players to access forbidden zones. Let's take a look. Vehicles. Shopping carts. Briefly introduced on May 30th, removed from the game on June 11th, reintroduced on June 14th, and yanked out again on June 16th. On June 20th, shopping carts were finally back up and rolling for 2 hours. Using the shopping carts to bust through the invisible barriers, some players were able to head back to Spawn Island. By sliding down mountains or sneaking under trucks with the cart, players could also sometimes dive under the map. Nothing can hit players while they're underground, though they can still die from the storm, and surface dwellers can't even see them. But the denizens of the deep could still see up above and dish out plenty of damage. Thus, death could strike anyone without warning. Totally unfair. Shopping carts are the perfect symbol of Epic's successes and failures when it comes to updates, and a good example of Fortnite's growing pains. Carts were an instant fan favorite and encouraged the kind of goofy fun that draws players to Fortnite in the first place. They were also totally buggy in ways that were easily exploitable and kind of hurtful to the overall player experience. All-terrain cart. The Season 5 update also brought the all-terrain cart, or ATK, the first legit vehicle to land on the island. Able to hold up to 4 players, the rough and ready cart is tailor-made for group effort. While only the driver can operate it, all other passengers can emote or shoot. You get a speed boost by drifting, blue sparks for just a bit of speed, red for a bigger boost. Also, the rooftop of the cart is a bounce pad, and if these hidden files showing potential skins are any indication, Epic might keep the carts around and look for more ways to work them into the game, and they've already started. Both ATKs and shopping carts were incorporated into official gameplay on August 2nd, 2018, with Season 5's Week 4 challenge to pilot them through 5 flaming hoops. It was a sneaky way to encourage cooperation since both the driver and any passengers in the ATK beat the challenge if they went through a hoop. With the backseat boost making hoop jumping a little easier, the new vehicles seem like just one of the ways Fortnite's slowly getting Battle Royale players to adopt the Save the World cooperative mindset. Bouncer Trap. Epic giveth and Epic taketh away. With Season 4's Hop Rocks leaving the game, players were left with a little less spring in their step. Enter the Bouncer Trap. Combining the game's much older vertical and horizontal bounce pads, the Bouncer Trap works in a similar way to Hop Rocks, but with the added bonus of absolutely no fall damage. Rifts. Enjoy them while they last, folks. Rumor has it that the rifts will shrink and eventually close. In the meantime, though, there's still a functional gameplay mechanic. Initially, many players thought rifts would port them across the map to a different location, maybe a different rift. Instead, though, for those who dare to jump through, players respawn from a hole in the sky somewhere above the rift. Doing this creates a loud ripping noise that alerts everyone in the area to expect some death from above. Unlike Hop Rocks, which granted players a jump bonus and an aerial mobility buff, rifts don't really do much besides reposition players. With a little luck, though, you can get the drop on an enemy, escape a tight spot, and even glide away to safety away from the incoming storm. Speaking of the storm, Battle Royale has been completely upended by Season 5's shifting storm circles. The last 3 storm circles, 7, 8, and 9, don't just shrink, but move towards a different center. With little to no overlap of safe spaces, many players had to abandon their endgame strategy of cowering in heavy buildings and forts and learn to rotate with the storm. And while they scramble to follow the fast-moving trajectory of the storm, players will still have to defend themselves against enemy attacks. Blocking players from escaping the shifting storm by pinning them or throwing up some walls will most likely become a prominent endgame strategy. Even if it doesn't kill them, the shifting storm can still severely weaken opponents to the point where they're easy pickings. Next up is the rapidly evolving map. But before we get there, I want to remind you all to enter the Leaderboard's ongoing console giveaway. Just go over to leaderboard.nyc/giveaway and log into any social account to enter. Map changes. With rifts and shifts came another big change to the most key component of Fortnite: the island itself. The time and dimension splitting rips in the sky led to some wild new locale transformations, most notably the former Moisty Mire becoming a giant desert called Paradise Palms. The Moisty Mire racetrack remained, but with a facelift perfect for the new ATKs. The ATKs also go great with new lazy links and its very fancy golf course. Goodbye, Anarchy Acres Farms. Oh man, is the island becoming gentrified? A snow-topped Viking village popped up right between Snobby Shores and Greasy Grove, along with a lot of scattered stone heads. Even the beloved Burger is back on a hill north of Pleasant Park. Some changes are a little more subtle. Dusty Depot, previously swamped by a meteorite, has turned into a not-so-dusty divot, complete with trees and sporting research center to keep an eye on them. And there's likely to be even more changes in Season 6. A Tomato Town rift just popped out a small stone tomato head on August 19th. Weapons. Alright, now it's time to pull out the big guns. Literally. Some Fortniters haven't been happy with the Season 5 weapon nerfs, buffs, and replacements that Epic's been rolling out. The massive weapon meta alterations, however, started way earlier with May 2018's 4.3 update. Realizing players were relying too much on shotguns, Epic reduced the weapon strength to encourage alternate gameplay strategies. There is now a cooldown time following each shotgun blast. That put the kibosh on players who'd been double pumping with multiple shotguns in their arsenal. In an attempt to move players further away from shotguns, Epic buffed the heck out of the SMG class and in turn created a whole new problem. For example, Epic's vaulting of the much-loved tactical submachine gun in favor of the new submachine gun caused a lot of online firestorms. Epic stumbled again when they released the compact SMG, an overpowered weapon that almost instantly filled players' arsenals. Gamer outcry against the compact SMG was so loud that Epic didn't even actually wait for an official update. Just 2 days after it came out, the gun was hotfixed with much weaker firepower. The heart of the problem isn't just about unbalanced guns, but about who Epic is trying to cater to. Hardcore players felt the compact SMG was designed for noobs, powerful, able to tear through builds, and not requiring great accuracy or skill. Epic countered, saying they were just trying to create new, viable strategies and force the metagame to evolve. Epic especially went after the build to win endgame. Remember Sky Towers? The ridiculously tall structures that the last few remaining players would throw up over and over again, trying to gain that high ground over each other? The reason no one builds them anymore is that Epic's tweaked gameplay makes it a far less effective strategy. Epic also tweaked rockets to prevent endgame's explosive spamming. Inventories now only allow for 12 rockets, and the increased loading time has really dampened the moods of the once rocket-happy players. Right now, players are complaining that the new meta is all about spray and pray, with the compact SMG being only a symptom of the overall disease. New weapon upgrades have some fans on edge, saying that Epic isn't focusing enough on the one thing that Fortnite has that other Battle Royale games don't: building. Epic introduced turbo building way back in February 2018, and some fans feel that's where the problem began. According to Epic, in their quest to balance gameplay, they've given new players a significantly unfair advantage. Additionally, with the 4.3 update, Supply Llama resources were dropped from 500 to 200. Materials spawn less often, and when they do, they only give 20 of a certain material instead of the usual 30. Epic tried to address some fan fears and feedback on August 9th by significantly increasing initial wall health values. Before the update, wood, stone, and metal all had 80 HP. Now, metal tops out at 110, with stone and wood both having an HP of 90. Epic had also lowered the effectiveness of SMGs again, reducing damage, magazine size, and accuracy. August was a big month as Epic tried to wean players off their mid-range shotgun dependencies. On August 8th, patch 5.2 introduced the double-barrel shotgun for devastating close-range action, and August 15th's 5.21 update introduced the heavy sniper rifle. Even though its clunkiness is a problem, the heavy sniper rifle does an almost irresistible amount of damage, up to 355. That's enough to take out almost any player in one shot. Now, some players might be confused at the introduction of a double-barrel shotgun when an earlier patch put a stop to double tapping. But don't worry, the extreme effectiveness of the new gun comes at the cost of super slow reload and zero mid-range power. Players really have to get up close and personal. The 4.4 update brought with it another clever strategy. What's that smell? Stink grenades. These bad boys deal some serious damage if players are foolish enough to stick around once they're deployed. Stink grenades are a great way to flush out and counter players who love turtling or camping, locking themselves inside of a building until everybody else is picked off. Health. Ah, so much death and destruction. But what about health and armor? The doctor was right. An apple a day really does help, and mushrooms ain't too bad either. Apples were introduced to Fortnite on May 16th, with mushrooms popping up on May 30th. Taking up no inventory space at all, and requiring a mere 1 second use time, both snacks added a quick way to regain health and armor respectively for players on the go. We've been focusing pretty heavily on Battle Royale, but Save the World deserves some love too. Fans of Fortnite's original mode have suffered through a lot of BS, including a patch patch back in March 2018 that re-rolled the stats of players hard-grinded dragon weapons without notification. A number of players demanded refunds, and Epic ended up making an epic apology. Save the world. Right now, the problem is that Save the World keeps getting perpetually overshadowed by the insanely popular Battle Royale mode. Epic has said since the beginning that their intent was for Save the World to join Battle Royale as free-to-play in 2018, but we're starting to run out of 2018, guys. Rumor has it, Save the World might go fully free at the end of Season 5, but fans of the format are already concerned about Battle Royale players dropping into the mode just to farm V-Bucks. If the paywall is removed, Save the World's team-based cooperative play may well be ruined by a swarm of Battle Royale obsessives. For now, the two modes coexist in an unsteady peace. Really though? Anybody can throw down cash on some fancy skins. The best way for Fortnite players to build their real-life social capital is by winning, or at the very least, being good enough that people want them on their squad. It's no wonder that people post their victory royales on social media. Being skilled at Fortnite is so valuable that some parents are buying Fortnite lessons for their kids. Kids are pressured by their friends and classmates to perform well in Fortnite, and what good parent doesn't want their kids to have an easier time making friends? You know, by slaughtering them in Fortnite. There's sure to be more to come, so subscribe to the leaderboard and check out our video on the evolution of Fortnite's map. My name is Jimmy, and thanks for watching.